So I'm out and about doing a little exploring, and I find a new claim. Now this is for you people who are planning on making claims, or you're not sure if you're on a claim. This is exactly how it's done. This is how it's required to be done. You see this? I come up here, there's a nice little claim marker there, and next to it there's or attached to it, there's a jar with a plastic bag in it, right, that has all the paperwork on this claim. That's what's required, okay? Contact information, so you know it's legit. This is a legit claim. So I'm right here. Been about 5 minutes trying to figure this out. I could read all this, but it's too confusing. So see here? So this little point right here is where I'm at. This little point. See, there's a square there. So I'm on this corner right here. This is how a claim is supposed to be. Okay, contact information so you can figure out. I mean, this is what the Forest Service requires of a claim. BLM too. Okay, he's got his contact information in a Ziploc bag in a jar attached to the marker. All right, so this is legit, right? And I wish all claims were like this, because a lot of times they aren't. They're not marked properly, and you know, when they're not marked properly, you don't have contact information. Guess what? They're not valid. And if they're not valid, they're not a valid claim, so the claim is null and void by law, okay? But a lot of guys don't go to this, you know, don't do it like it should be. But I'm putting this in the video because this is done exactly how it's supposed to be done. So I know where this claim is, I know where I'm at, you know, because, you know, the next claim marker is like 2,000 feet that way. I can never see that from where I'm at, okay? To me, bushes, okay? But I know where it's at because it's marked down right here on the paperwork. It's not hard to do this, and believe me, if somebody comes along, a legitimate prospector comes along, finds this, looks, he's not going to get on your claim, man, because he knows where he's at. He's just not going to mess with it. This is legit. I'm not. But, you know, if I'm walking down a creek and there's some old post there or a pile of rocks and somebody's claiming that that's their claim, you know, I don't know that it's legit. One time some guy told me I was on his claim on Lynx Creek. Well, you can't make a claim on Lynx Creek, so I knew he didn't know what he was talking about. He just didn't want me around where he was digging. So this is how it's done. Legit. And because it's legit, you know, I'll avoid his claim. No problem. That's awesome. This is, seriously, this is like the second one I've found that was done by the book. And they should all be done this way. Okay? That's just awesome. So hats off to whoever set this up. So I put the claim paperwork back in the Ziploc bag, and look here, I just put it right back on the post where it came from, screw it back down for the next guy who will hopefully pay attention to the marker and see the paperwork. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. Well, I kind of ran out of ideas where I want to go today, so I came back here. I've been here several times. Last year, the last time I dug here, I got a nice chunker out of this. But the bedrock here, looking upstream, the bedrock, it's kind of, see here, it rises right here, but it's sloping back this way. Huge boulder. This is normally hard pack. I mean, like concrete, but because we had that rain, it's fairly soft. But this huge boulder, I was never able to get it loose because it was like concreted in there because of the hard pack. But it's loose now, so I'm going to get this out of the way and follow that bedrock and hope that there's a chunker, maybe even a nugget up in there. I don't know, you know, but the bedrock's all sloping kind of up toward that. So I want to clear all this out. And, I mean, it is hard pack, so I'm doing some test pans of it. But I'm really interested in that bedrock down there. So anyway, that's the plan. We'll see where it goes from here. Well, there's Big Daddy Rock, about a 100-pounder. I got it out. And the bedrock keeps sloping that way, which means I have to move, what, 3 foot of material to get. I got, let's see, 1 flake per pan. I've done 2 pans, 1 little tiny flake. This is why I don't normally do the dig hunting. I just don't. So I've gotten 2 little tiny flakes like that, and you know, if I just stick to the bedrock, find a crevice, I can get 20 in 1 pan. So it's kind of why I focus on bedrock more than just digging. A lot less work, and the payoff's much better too. But yeah, this bedrock hasn't seen daylight in years, and there ain't nothing down there. It looks good, but there's nothing down there, you know. And like in a situation like this, I'll just forget about it, you know, leave it. And then the next gold moving flood we have come through here, because that big rock's gone, it's going to wash all this out. And any gold in this is going to end up right here on the bedrock. It's easier to get to, and it concentrates just like a sluice box. It's awesome. So see, I stack my boulders off to the side so I control water flow, see? So I make it nice and tight through here. See, last year this stuff was all under overburden. Look at it now, it's all stripped up. I already worked this, so I worked this all the way down to there. But you see how I got everything stacked? I stacked it there so it would wash out this bank, and that's exactly what it did. See how that bedrock? Yes. Because digging, to me, just a lot of times it's just a waste of time. To me, that's just my opinion, you know what I mean? On Lynx Creek, you got no choice but to dig. And of course I've dug on Lynx Creek, and I've done real well. Because Lynx Creek has a lot more gold than most places around here do. But here, places like this, it just, to me, it's just not worth all the digging. It's not. You know, if I keep going down there, I'll have to do, how many pans to keep following this bedrock? I don't know, 10, 15 full pans, and at one little flake a pan, it's not worth it to me. So I'm going to try and find some bedrock I haven't messed around on yet. And yeah, I'll just leave this. Hopefully we'll get another rain event and it'll wash more of this out, and we'll see what's down there. But I ain't doing it right now. Too much work. They're filming a little bit of this. I'm getting carried away here. Okay, so the water flows this way. See this nice cut right along here? Now this is loose right in here. You see all the little pieces, right? I'm starting to take all this out. And so far that's all the dirt I got out of there. Just throwing in little bits at a time. So I just wanted to show this before I take it all. That's about all I can get out of there. I've been at this about 10 minutes, I think. That's all the pieces that would come out. You know, so well, that looks like a little tiny piece of gold. I don't even know if you can see that. Grab that. There's another one right there. So there's probably gold. Well, there's obviously gold in this dust. I don't know how much, but I can't get any more than that. It just won't move. The pieces that were moving because they were loose and they popped. So the whole section, it just won't come out. It won't. So, yeah. Oh well. If I get a lot out of this pan, then I'll come back here and I'll wash all this down and try to get it all here and use that pocket dredge to see what else is in there. Let's go see what's in this pan. There ain't much dirt in there. See that? Not much dirt at all. Just a little bit. About a dozen little pieces. There's a little pile there. A few pieces over here. Little roller, chunky type there. And there's a few more pieces in the backwash. I'll run it again. So, you know, looking at 15 to 20 pieces out of that, just, what, not even a quarter of a cup. Probably less than that. But, so, yeah, I think I'll run the pocket there, take some water up there, and rinse it down. I can probably get about the same amount I just got. I mean, it's little, yeah, and there ain't much, but, you know, it all adds up, right? And I'll just keep poking around for crevices over there. Maybe I can find one that's got about 10 times that much in it. I hope so. You think that's clean enough? I love this thing for this. There's still some dirt here. I'll wash it down. I got a pan full of water and I'll wash. Just wash it down. Just like that. And wash out, you know, just vacuum out the low spot. Now, a lot of people think it's a waste of time, but it's not. I mean, people use brushes, all kind of stuff, but you know, gold's heavy, even this little stuff, and it just sticks to the bedrock. See, this all looks like gold to me, eh? Little piece there, one there, I think it is. Just wash it down. See, pretty clean, huh? Now, we finish dumping this in there, and then we'll go pan out and see what's in this pan. Now, this isn't panned down. That's just all the material from using the pocket dredge. That's it. That's all there was there. Vacuumed off. Maybe I won't get nothing. I doubt that, though. Because gold likes to stick to the bedrock, and it's really hard to get it off with a brush or your fingers. So, yeah. Not as much as the last pan, but you can see, I hope you can see that. Looks like maybe 10 pieces in there, scattered in that stuff. Nothing big, of course. Yeah, there's at least 10 pieces in there. So that works. Now I want to find a bigger crevice. Maybe I can get some bigger pieces. So we'll do that next. Alright, well, I've been looking and checking, and I just haven't found anything good yet, you know. So I come over here. It's pretty narrow. There's one side, there's the other. And I start on this side. I got maybe 5 little, I don't know, little flakes. There's a clay pocket down here and everything. There's nothing in it, you know. And it's old clay. I mean, if it was recent, it would look, you know, like flow sand. But that's like hard packed clay down there, you know. Nothing in it. So I figure, well, if it ain't on this side, then it's got to be on the other. So I got in here, and you see how fractured this is. Well, that's what this was right here. So I tore all that out, and this is so far the best pan of the day. It's getting very hard to find bedrock that I haven't hammered already, you know. So there's some chunks in there. I just had a chunky in here. It's over here somewhere. There it is. Come out of there. There it is. See? So that's kind of a thick square flake there, and that's a nice coarse little chunky. But that's, like, seriously my best pan today. As sad as that is, but, you know, I mean, I've really hammered this area. I mean, just hammered it, you know. And this is why, because there's some decent gold here, if you can get in the right spots to get it. It's just, we haven't had any real movement on this creek in I don't know how long, man. At least 3 years, you know. So, it's getting tough. I'm going to do another, I'm going to break the rest of that out. But so far, that's my best pan of the day right there. Blah! Just not, you know. So let me clean that up, and then I'll take another sample out of here. Maybe I can get another pan like that. I don't know. I broke all the bedrock out of here I can get. See there? And that's what came out of it. So we're just going to let that fly. What's in it is in it. I keep following it up here. Grass in my face. Now right here, this is bedrock right here. See? So is this, and it slopes down. So there's some kind of cut here. And it's got hard packed rock in it. So I'm going to tear all that out and throw it in the same pan here and see what comes out. A lot of that is just flow sand, you see, so very likely there can be anything in there. But, you know, pieces of this bedrock may come out. I don't know. But there's some stuff that's hard packed in there, so I want to pull that out for sure. You never know, right? So, and I think this is going to be my last run and the last pan of the day, because I got to get home to be there for the kids. So let's get that out and check it. For the most part, it was flow sand down in here, but look at that pocket down there. And see, there's clay in there, man. There's even chunks of bedrock. I pulled that piece out of there. Okay, so there's possibility for something decent out of this. Look at that. All that clay down there. That's nice. So at first glance, when I peeled it out, it was just rock and, you know, some soft clay and flow sand mostly. But now that I'm down in there deep, yeah, see, even chunks of gravel. So who knows? Maybe there'll be something good in that. I don't know. Let me finish cleaning. Right, that drop is all cleaned out. Get my whole hand down there. There's all the material. See, more chunks of bedrock that were peeled out of there. So I don't know. It could be anything in that. That could have a nugget in it. You never know. So now I go down and pan it. That was definitely anticlimactic. That's what came out of that last pan. That nice deep clay hole. Just wasn't nothing there. All right, there's the take for the day. I'm going to say right around $5 probably. There's at least 1/10 of a gram there. Especially with that little thick square one I got. So there you have it. Yeah, I've hammered this bedrock over here. And I've been doing it for over 2 years now. I've taken a lot of gold, mostly this type of gold. But I've taken pickers. Well, a decent amount of pickers and a few nuggets. But I mean, nothing big, you know, ½ gram, 8/10 gram, that kind of thing. Yeah, I got at least $5 there, I'd say. And in case anybody's interested, I'd put that nugget on eBay, so it's listed there. The bidding ends on Tuesday, so if you're interested, it's over there. Check it out. It's listed under 2-gram Arizona Gold Nugget, and I listed it as 2 gram because it's teetering on my scale between 2 and 2.1. So on eBay I always round it down so there's no, you know, problem. Somebody says, well, it's not exactly 2.1. Well, sorry. So yeah, I listed it as a 2 gram. So anyway, it's on eBay. It'll be there till Tuesday, so if you're interested, go check it out.